Um, Opening with the song, I loved the energy. I loved Cathy's the whole smile and the pointing and everything. You just always energize the room. I think with Olivia as our group energizer, we were off
You'll
to
have to take it to the post office.
Okay,
I don't want to be late.
If everybody could mute themselves, that would be awesome. What is the Sing Your Heart Song Summit? That is a question that we get asked a lot. And I want you to actually just answer that question for yourself. What brings you today to the Sing Your Heart Song Summit? When was the last time you took a moment, whether just a mere moment, a minute in the morning, perhaps, to just tune into what is playing inside your heart? Well, today and for the next 3 days, you will have an opportunity to really tap into the song playing in your heart. I call myself, among other things, the story architect. And one of the things that I do is write poetry. The current poem that I'm writing about is about a seed that comes to life. And one of the things that I find absolutely fascinating about seeds, and maybe this will come up in Cathy's presentation today, is that a seed has within it the design for what it is going to be, right? That if you put an apple seed out there, it's going to become an apple tree. You know, when you put a rose bush seed out there, it's going to become a rose bush. That when we energize, when we activate the seed that is within us, when we activate our heart song, then we become the people that we've always dreamed of being. So my invitation to you today is just to tap into what is that design that you are creating, that you are co-creating with everybody else here, with the presenters that present today, and with the universe that has prepared the way for each of us to develop and to enhance and to grow the amazing message and purpose that we have in our lives. So that is my invitation to you. And I think we're actually going to go into doing a little writing exercise so we can capture that idea. And I believe, Olivia, you are leading us through that.
I am indeed. Thank you so much. You know, one of the things I really cherish is writing, and, you know, just taking the 5 minutes to write whatever it is you're feeling in this moment can be so powerful. And even to do it in the group is really powerful. And I've learned this recently through holistic journaling, which Maureen Gates-Faubert introduced me to. And it's led me to this collaboration with the creator of holistic journaling, Jill Grumbach. So more on that later, but I am just really loving all the organic relationships that are forming within this group. And then outside of the summit, I mean, after the 3 days, we expect that you would, you know, return and connect with each other further and further develop those relationships. So I'm going to time us, but I'd like for us to take 5 minutes just to write down your intention. What it is that you want to get out of this summit. What is calling to you? What is in your heart song right now? So please take the 5 minutes to write, and then we'll continue. And, you know, is it perhaps you want to make a new relationship, a new friend, a new business contact, whatever it is, just pour it out on paper. Your 5 minutes starts now.
We get a musical interlude?
Silent writing. So you can tune in to the music in your heart.
Okay.
All right, wonderful. And our time is up. Excellent. I'd like for you now to just take a moment and reread what you wrote. And if you're like me writing in shorthand, I might take a little bit more time, but just reread what you wrote and circle one word that just like stood out for you. And in a moment, we'll take 1 or 2 shares of the word that you circle. Once you've reread your reflection piece and circled your word and you'd like to share, just go ahead and use your reaction button on the bottom and raise your hand. Or feel free to put in the chat as well too. Emily, awesome. Thank you. Connection. Nice. Create. I love it. Nurture. Wonderful. It's amazing, you know, to reread what we wrote and to notice the words that jump out. Share love. I love that. Awesome. Inspiration. Dreaming and daydreaming. Wonderful. These are awesome shares. Thank you so much. And, you know, a big part of our mission for Steve and I is to help you to find and value and share your heart songs, your voices. They all matter. So taking little exercises like this are great ways to kind of help you to introduce that to your practice. So with that being said, we're going to segue now to our main event. And I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled to be introducing to you our very first speaker. So our first speaker is Cathy Nesbitt. She is a health and wellness advocate. Cathy is the founder of Cathy's Crawley Composters, Cathy's Sprouters, and Cathy's Laughter Club, of which I'm a member. And I see many of you in the audience here too are members of Cathy's Chuckle Club. So Cathy is a multi-award-winning environmental innovator who uses workshops and inspirational speaking to motivate people to live a more sustainable life. She's a certified laughter yoga teacher and brings her infectious enthusiasm to everything she does. And I love having Cathy as my mentor. So welcome, Cathy, to the Sing Your Heart Song Summit. And her talk title today is Worms, Sprouts, and Laughter. What's the connection?
Yippee! Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you, Olivia. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, everyone, for joining, taking time on your Wednesday morning or afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Yay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Steve, and thank you, Irma, for putting on this super cool summit. What a cool idea. And I love that it's live rather than recorded. A lot of summits today are pre-recorded, which is fine. But being live, it's just, okay, if I mess up, you won't know. I'm not going to mess up. So worms, sprouts, and laughter. Yeah, it's so beautiful. I wanted to talk about, I will be going through all three. And if you're like, what the heck, you'll find out by the end. All three are my passion. They make my heart sing. And I wanted to start by saying February is Heart Month. So it's a perfect time for a Sing Your Heart Song Summit. I know there's many throughout the year, but February is perfect. And I deal in earthworms. Worms have 5 hearts each, 800 to 1,000 worms in a pound, 5 hearts each, 4,000 to 5,000 hearts in a pound of worms. It's a lot of love and a great Valentine's gift. So worms could be the mascot for February, just saying. Okay, so yeah, so let me just, I'm going to start with worms, go to sprouts, and then end with laughter. But I'd like to, before I really jump right in, I'd like us all to get on the same energy page, and let's do some breathing together. So laughter yoga is about deep diaphragmatic breathing and feeling good. So let's, I want you to be present for my talk. That's true. Okay, so let's just raise our arms up and breathe in, and smiling. As soon as you smile, you're secreting the love drugs, and then release. We're going to do 2 more of those just to get in our body. Breathe in. Smiling. Pew, pew, pew. Secreting the love drugs, and release. Here we go. One more time. We're going to giggle this one out. Breathe in. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then we're just going to giggle it out. Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks for playing along. All right. And you can laugh anytime during my thing as long as you're muted because I won't hear you. Beautiful. Okay, so laughter. Yeah, my working title is Cathy Crawley Laughing Bean Queen. Simple solution for today's challenges. Worms for amending the soil, sprouts for eating, and laughter for overall health and wellness. So worms, it's the 20th anniversary of my worm business, selling worms by the pound. Thank goodness. I made it. Because, you know, when I started my business, what happened? The landfill for Toronto area closed, and we started exporting garbage to the US. What I'm promoting is indoor composting with worms. And, you know, if you're an entrepreneur or a wannabe entrepreneur and you have a great idea, you're like, I got this great idea. And you think everybody needs what you have. Just a little tip for you. People don't buy what they need. They buy what they want. I didn't know that when I started. So here I was, I had all this energy. I had a solution. So we were exporting our garbage out of the country. Can you imagine? Second largest country in the world. We couldn't find a place for a new landfill. So thankfully, the U.S. decided to accept our trash for cash, just a business transaction, a bad one, right? Bad for the planet, bad for the people. And we were going to Michigan, and Michigan is Great Lakes State, which means water. As the garbage or the trash breaks down, that fluid goes into the water. It's really a bad idea, and it's a waste of our tax dollars, and it's bad for the planet. So here I am. In I come with this solution. 6 million people in the Greater Toronto area, half live in condos, townhouses without space to do outdoor composting. So I thought, everybody's going to get everyone needs what I have. So they're going to, jump right in. So I started doing exhibits. And I heard many times over the years, ew, worms in the house. Yeah, that's what I'm promoting. How do you like me now? And so I was like, oh, okay. I found out kind of early on that people were afraid of worms and they didn't want to have worms in the house. So I thought, how am I going to do this? I started to do school workshops. And I thought, now I just need to wait 20 years for them to have buying power. Woo, 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 I made it. 20 years this year. Yay. Hallelujah. Okay. How did I keep going? When you believe so much in what you have to offer, that it is a solution, that people need it, for me, it kept me fired up. It kept me going because I believe I was put on earth to be the headworm. Just so you know, I wasn't a fan of worms until I realized how much we needed them. I looked after a teacher's bin when I bought my house, and it was a disaster. I had a house full of fruit flies. And when at the end of the summer, I was like, I'm never doing this again. Never say never, because you never know. So it was that was my first initiation into worm composting. So I was said, okay, I'm not going to do that. Then, on our journey in life, we never know why things happen. Sometimes it's like, I wonder why that happened. Sometimes we never find out. Well, I did find out why I was meant to look after that teacher's worm bin, because fast forward, when was it? 2000, I got my psychology degree. I got a job at a group home working with challenged adults. I thought I had come home. I love this work. I love that demographic. So beautiful. Oh, I couldn't work with management. Okay, so I couldn't stay because one of my superpowers is kind of abuse of power. That's not my superpower. It's in that when I'm in an environment where there's abuse of power taking place, I either have to leave the situation or have to change the situation. I couldn't change management, so I had to leave. So I got a job at a school working with one client. I was a freelance behavior management specialist. Sounds impressive. It doesn't fit on a business card, by the way. And freelance means when I did get injured at work, I didn't have a safety net. Now what am I going to do? I'm not comfortable going to that job. If I quit, I don't have any money. So don't chase the money, folks. It doesn't keep you safe. So then I came home from work. I was stressed. And there was an ad in the paper. It said, are you a woman? Do you have a business idea? It was a 6-month course to write a business plan. I said to my husband, I'm quitting my job. I'm taking this course. I'm starting a worm business. Won't this be fun? Yes, fun. Because I thought everybody needed what I had. Our landfill had closed. Anyway, so there you go. I started my business and learned early on that people didn't want worms in their house, that people don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. And they didn't want worms in the house. So what am I going to do? School workshops. I already talked about that. So there I was putting worms in schools, educating the kids. And now 20 years later, I'm meeting people who they would come up to me, of course, before COVID, they would come up to me at events and say, you came into my grade 3 class and told us about worms. And because of you, I took environmental studies at university. Wow. Talk about an impact. We don't even know. We don't know when we're affecting people. I just want to let you know that when we lead with our heart and we are living on purpose and doing what we're meant to do, magic happens. So 20 years selling worms by the pound. I don't have repeat customers unless something happens to the worms, and things can. Worms breed more than rabbits. So once I sell you worms, if you look after them, they're going to breed and you'll have more worms. And I meet people who are like, oh, my worms are doing so great. I gave some to my neighbor. I gave some to my kid's school. And I'm like, stop giving your worms away. It's bad for my business. That's true. I do say that. So worms are going to play an ever-increasing role in waste management, soil production, and food security. And it's important that we learn how. And so that's my role. About 10 years in, I was getting a little bit discouraged. One more person said to me, ooh, worms in the house. And I thought, how am I going to do this? How am I going to put worms in every living space, every house, every school, every business, everywhere? So next time you're eating a banana, you have your banana peel and you're like, oh, where's the worm bin? You just automatically know it's got to be there and you're going to put it there. Or you'll take it home and put it in your worm bin at home. Why not? Who cares? Okay, that's what I do. Okay. Yeah. And so I was like, oh my gosh, this is really hard. I didn't realize it took me 10 years. I have a lot of energy. And so it took me a long time to realize that people didn't want what I had. Again, I'll talk about that. And I was going to doff my worm mission because I thought this is really hard. I don't know why I care so much. You can't go against what you're put here. If you do, sickness is coming. Okay, so someone introduced me to laughter yoga. I was at a business meeting. The first person was a laughter yoga teacher, and they did a 5-minute, just a little introduction to what laughter yoga is. And I was hooked. I don't even do traditional yoga. I guess it's just called yoga. But I thought laughter yoga, I love to laugh. This is something I could do. And then that same week, I was at another networking event. There was hundreds of people. Oh, remember those days in person? Woo, 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 kumbaya, meeting people, shaking hands, how fun. And the very first person that I met was a laughter yoga teacher. And I said, wow, twice in 1 week, laughter yoga is mainstream. And she said, no, it isn't. We trooped around together and I asked everybody, have you heard of laughter yoga? Have you? And nobody had. So I said, wow, interesting. So I started to attend her club. So much fun. I would go with my mother-in-law. It was date night. We'd go out for dinner and then we'd go and laugh. And she'd say, we better not have garlic. Right? Ha ha ha. I said, as long as we both have it, it's fine. But so we had so much fun. I love my mother-in-law. She happened to pass last June. And you know, sad, but it's life, right? It's life and death. And because I came to laughter yoga with my mother-in-law, I did not allow her passing to squish out my laughter. I was like, I have to keep laughing. So whenever I'm doing laughter yoga, I just imagine that my beautiful mother-in-law is there with me laughing. So we're laughing together. I wear her pink funky shoes, which are all super colorful. And yeah, I just feel like I'm wearing her shoes and she's there with me. It's really a beautiful thing. Sad that she's not here because I really do want to call her on the phone. Yeah, so beautiful. So I got trained as a leader. And I loved that so much. I became trained as a teacher. So now I teach leaders. And I have to tell you that laughter yoga changed my life. I'm a pretty upbeat person. Laughter just gave me permission to laugh more, to laugh every day. Laughter is the best medicine. We've all heard that before. And I say, have you had your daily dose? Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins, the love drugs. When we're laughing, as soon as we smile, I alluded to that when I started, as soon as we're smiling, or when this, I don't know, at some point I said that, as soon as we're smiling, we start secreting the love drugs, all those that I just mentioned, versus when we're stressed and we're secreting cortisol. Laughter also forces us, it sounds aggressive, encourages us. Laughter encourages us, yes, to breathe deeply, right? You can't just ha, 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 because you're expelling. So you have to, at some point, go, oh, and we've all experienced, it may be a long time if you're not in the laughter world yet, that when you're laughing, you know, your belly hurts and your cheeks hurt. If you haven't had one of those experiences for some time, I would invite you to jump into a laughter club anywhere. They're around the world. Laughter yoga, let me talk a little bit about how laughter yoga started. 1995, a medical doctor in India, Dr. Madan Kataria, he was dispensing, you know, antidepressants and maybe getting depressed himself, maybe popping a few himself, I don't know. And he was writing an article about laughter for a medical journal. And as he was researching, discovered, maybe he wasn't doing this because maybe internet wasn't here yet. As he was researching laughter, he kept coming across all this research about laughter being the best medicine. So he thought, if laughter is the best medicine, why don't we just laugh? Good idea. So the very first laughter club was started, I think it was March 13th, 1995, 5 people in a park in India. 5 people, that's all they could find that would come and join. So don't feel bad if you're trying to start a laughter club and you can't get people to attend. Okay, not funny. All right, so 5 people at the park. And then they, it grew very quickly, because as people saw them laughing, people we're attracted to laughter. We're naturally attracted. We hear people laughing, like, oh, what are they doing? They're having fun. I want to have fun. So the club quickly grew to about 50 people in 2 weeks, but they were telling jokes. And, the jokes started to become off color about 2 people or about somebody. If it's about somebody, it's not funny for everybody. So it was like, what are we going to do? And he got a download from the universe. Hey, why don't we just act like kids? They're always laughing for nothing. So laughter yoga is not about jokes or comedy. It is intentional laughter exercises designed to make us feel good. So adults need priming. So we have clapping and chanting. And when we're clapping palm to palm. So we're activating the meridians, acupuncture. So, they're putting needles on those points. This is more fun because there's no needles involved. So don't worry. This is just clapping and chanting. So clapping, we have a mantra, or we have a rhythm, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then there's words. They're easy. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. And that is just to, at one point when I first got introduced to laughter yoga, I thought that clapping and chanting is really weird. Like, why are we doing that? And as I got into the laughter, now that I'm a teacher, now I really understand more about this whole laughter game. This is for priming. As soon as you go to a club and people start going, ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Oh my gosh, it's ingrained in that little laughter muscle. And it's like, ooh, time for fun. And we perk up, we start secreting the love drugs. And I think the most important part of laughter yoga is the breath. Sure, those love drugs, that's a beautiful thing. We're in charge of our own pharma, right? I keep wondering if I'm going to wear out my dispenser. Ha ha ha, pew pew pew, ha ha ha, pew pew pew, ha ha ha, pew pew pew. Not yet. So fun. The most important part to me is the oxygen. So our brain requires 25% more oxygen than the rest of our body as an operating principle. It's a machine, right? It runs our whole body. So when we're stressed, we're not breathing properly. Our body's not getting what it needs. For sure, our brain isn't. Ever lost your keys, phone, glasses, and you got to go somewhere? You're like flapping around. I gotta go. Where are my keys? I'm gonna be late. And you're yelling at everyone, unless you live alone. Then you're like yelling at you. Come on. So here's the thing. The longer you're flapping around, you're never finding your keys in that state, because your brain is literally being deprived of oxygen. So here's a tip. I can't prevent you from losing something, sorry, but I can give you this tip for if it happens. Next time you're flapping around, phone, glasses, keys, whatever it is, stop, take a deep breath, laugh it off, ha, 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 ha. Apologize to all the people you just yelled at, and then you'll find your keys, because when we're stressed, we get tunnel vision. We can't really see properly, right? The blood, lymph, oxygen leaves our brain. So that, because we're going into fight, flight, or freeze, we just need to get out of stress, and then we can function better. So oxygenating your brain is a beautiful way. And I recently heard, just yesterday, I think, always learning, I just learned that one of the #1 ways to gauge longevity is lung capacity. So making sure that you take long, slow, deep breaths, filling your beautiful diaphragm with beautiful oxygen, and then expelling all of that, so that you're, emptying your lungs out, so then you can take in fresh air, as fresh as it is in your house or in the outside, wherever you are. Right? So it's such a beautiful thing, and it's so easy to do. Well, I say that, once you become trained and you really decide that you want to take on this laughter thing, I have rock hard abs from laughing. because when we're laughing, our diaphragm is engaged with all of our internal organs. So when we laugh, woo, they all get jostled around. It's like internal jogging. So 10 to 15 minutes of sustained belly laughter offers, if somebody's suffering from debilitating pain or chronic pain, will give you about 2 hours of pain-free existence, sleep if you want, or however you want to go about your day. Isn't that magic? Like, we get to be in charge again. It's so beautiful. I know I said I was going to do worms, sprouts, and then laughter. It looks like I'm doing worms, laughter, and then sprouts. And that's okay, because that's where we come into the giveaway. Woo! So those of you that are here have a chance to win one of my super simple sprouters. So I will go there next. So laughter is the best medicine. I would invite you to laugh every day. Olivia is going to be leading us through a laughter session every day, I believe at 5 o'clock every day. Go and check it out, right? It's super fun. Every laughter leader is different because we bring different tools. It's just a beautiful thing. Find the laughter leader that works for you, or go and you can trip around the world. I see Marina here. She has a laughter club. Sylvie has a laughter club. That's all I can see right now on my thing. And there is a calendar, and we can maybe put the calendar in the link for an international. You can go anywhere in the world. Free clubs. Just go and laugh online and meet people from around the world. How beautiful. Laughter is the universal language. So on to sprouts. All right. And so all of these things. So the laughter is strengthening our heart. This is our power center. There's a quote from the Bible, and it goes like this: guard your heart. What is it? Let me just read this. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. I had it written because I really wanted to get it right. And that's true, right? Really make sure that your heart is looked after, that it's nice and strong. I'm an empath like most entrepreneurs. So I feel everything. And I used to be wide open. My heart was so big, so open, that I would take on other people's energy. I would take on, if somebody was in a depression, they walk by me, and then now I'm feeling sad. And I didn't even understand how that all worked. I now have an etheric shield, so love can get in, but negative stuff can't get into my heart. It's guarded. Love can get in and out, but negative stuff just bounces off, goes right back to the giver. You're welcome, giver. So fun. All right, so the sprouts. I would say laughter and sprouts are now a huge part of my health plan. Back in 2002, my very first event where I was exhibiting at, it was called Seedy Saturday. So back to Steve about talking about seeds. Yes, now we get into the seed part. So Seedy Saturday is a Canadian initiative, January to March, April, across Canada, on the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, are these gardening events called Seedy Saturday. It's because winter's so long in Canada, we need to have something to look forward to. So Seedy Saturday events are all about heritage, heirloom, seeds, plants. You get the gardeners there, the avid gardeners, and I would exhibit there with my worms. My very first Seedy Saturday event. I met a gentleman selling this sprouter. I don't know if you can see it properly. It's transparent. This is what somebody will be winning. It looks like a spaceship. And I didn't know what it was. I said to him when there was a break in the audience, what is that thing? What is that? And why is everyone buying that and not my worms? That's true. And he said, it's a sprout grower. This gentleman was 72 at the time. He'll be 93 this year. Can you imagine? He still lives on his own, super healthy, ballroom dancer, professional ballroom dancer. 72 doing an event. Can you imagine? So I'm one of these people that doesn't need to know why something works. I just see, oh, look at what you have. I want what you have. And so he said, if you're going to do this, start your day with 2 tablespoons of sprouted mung beans. That's what they look like when they're sprouted. Just a quick thing about sprouts. Sprouts are nature's, they're the original fast food. So these mung beans will grow in 24 to 48 hours. It's the heat and humidity. So in Canada, in the winter, it's a little bit longer. In the summer, a little bit shorter. Makes sense, right? So sprouts are hydrating. I'll explain all these words. Hydrating, alkalizing, regenerative, biogenic, and contain up to 100 times more digestive enzymes than raw vegetables. As soon as we cook them, no more enzymes, still fiber, protein, you know, all those other beautiful things. So eating them raw. So I've been 20 years, I've been eating sprouts. I start my day with 2 tablespoons of these beautiful beans. 3 tablespoons of those seeds will yield 2 cups. That's a 2-cup container. So you can grow your sprouts for the kind of the whole week, and then just start your day with 2 tablespoons. So hydrating, right? As soon as you get thirsty, you're already starting to get dehydrated. So these beans are juicy. Alkalizing. A lot of the food that we eat is acidic. A lot of disease takes place in an acidic body. So sprouts are alkalizing food. They help balance the pH. For the gardeners, right, pH, you want a certain alkalinity in your soil or just slightly acidic. So everything I do, there is that stream, right? The worms are creating this beautiful soil. The sprouts are for eating. This is hydroponic, so it doesn't have to do with, with the worms, but you know, it's keeping me healthy and alive and vibrant. So I can keep doing the worms. Hydrating, alkalizing, biogenic. Oh, my favorite probably. No, not my favorite. I like them all. But biogenic, you can Google it. Biogenic means life force giving. I'm high energy, you might have noticed. So when you eat live food, you get the energy from the food, 20 years. So I say to people, you know, if you want this energy, you better start eating sprouts today. And I've had people say to me, I don't want that much energy. Imagine how much stuff you could get done if you had this much energy. Just eat less. If you don't want this much energy, eat less sprouts. Hydrating, alkalizing, regenerative, and the enzymes I already talked about. So yeah, adding sprouts to your life adds life to your life. I would say now adding laughter and sprouts to your life adds life to your life, because laughter is increasing your lung capacity, strengthening your beautiful love vessel, your heart, so that you can love more, right? Be on purpose, be passionate. Being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. It's not for everybody, although I do believe that there are going to be more and more people, you know, with the gig economy, with all these contract work. So it would kind of behoove you to learn the skills of being an entrepreneur. But entrepreneurs need help too. We can't do it all. We think that we're good at it all. We're going to do all these things. Like bookkeeping is not my favorite thing. So I have a bookkeeper. I have somebody that can help me with that. You know, make sure that you're looking at what it is that you're good at, and then hire out to do the rest. You know, collaborations, connections, creativity, all of these things. Oh, lots of C words. Don't you love that? I love alliteration. Cathy's Crawley Composters. So fun. Oh, I have someone coming to my door. How fun. Okay. So my doorbell is going to ring. And, oh, no, they just dropped something off. It's fine. Okay. So I believe my time is almost up. So I wanted to let you know that somebody right now, I believe, is going to be the winner of this thing. I will mail it out. It'll come with instructions. I'll give you a little video. We'll stay connected, and you can start adding sprouts to your life. Yeah, I don't know if we're taking questions, Olivia. I don't know. But I just wanted to say I'm so grateful for the opportunity to come and share my passion for worms, sprouts, laughter. I hope you can see that there is a beautiful line between all that I do. I used to think, how do these 3 balls, they seem to be so separate, how do they go together? Cathy Crawley, Laughing Bean Queen. That's me. Please join me for any of these things. I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cathy. And wow, I learned so much. I was writing lots of different notes here. I'd love for you to share what your aha moment or what your favorite remark was that you listened from Cathy's presentation. So go ahead and put that in the chat, please. If you love worms now, put in hashtag love worms. If you're going to start sprouting, please put hashtag start sprouting. If you're going to join Laughter Yoga Club, please put in that there too. But we would love for you to reinforce your learning. You know, please share your favorite aha moment from Cathy's presentation. That's also really good feedback for Cathy to see what stuck with all of you, right? And so let's help us out with that as we get ready for the Wheel of Names. So I have included everybody who's present into the Wheel of Names. I'm going to share my screen in just a moment after you guys finish sharing. And we're going to spin the wheel. And one lucky recipient will be able to receive Cathy's Simple Sprouter Solution. Yes, model it for us, Cathy. Excellent. Oh, the comments are awesome. Yes, savoring the sprouts. Longevity. I love that too. You can gauge the longevity of your life just by the capacity of your lungs. Sprouts create life. I'm going to start sprouting. Worms are cool. Yes. Oh, Helen's already a sprouter. And so oxygen levels and longevity. Awesome, awesome. Growing, laughter, worms. Yeah, who would have thought that would be a combination, but here we are. So wonderful. Thank you so much, Cathy. Let me just go back to my screen here. All right, I'm going to share the screen. All right, who wants a sprouter? Put in a hashtag, I want a sprouter. All right, so this is everyone's names that I've pulled here. Christina, you were late, so I didn't include you. Here we go. We're going to spin this wheel. Awesome. Yay. Congratulations, Janet. You are the winner of the Simple Super Sprouter. So make sure you send me a message with your address and we'll hand it over to Cathy and she'll mail that out to you ASAP.
That's hilarious, Olivia. Can I just say that Janet is my laughter buddy? And I said to her this morning, oh, someone's going to win a sprouter. And she said, I want a sprouter. And I said, oh, you know, like, so it's like she put the intention out there. Congrats, Janet.
That is fantastic. Yes. Love it. Well deserved. Awesome. Yay, Janet. And stick around. I mean, there's more prizes to be had. I mean, this is only the first hour of our summit. So, you know, as you are here and attending and listening in and participating, there are more prizes to come. We'll be spinning the wheel throughout the entire 3 days. Excellent. Well, thank you, Cathy, so much. And Cathy, before you leave, could you lead us in that exercise, the Ho'oponopono that you created, please?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Thank you for asking. That's beautiful. Yes. So I would love to, for everyone to play along. This is the Hawaiian, Hawaiian. It's a Hawaiian forgiveness prayer, and it's called Ho'oponopono. And there's 4 phrases, and it is, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Those are the 4 phrases, and you can say them anytime for any situation. And it will just like, then the gods are like, oh, okay, good. I don't know how it works. So I've put some things with it. Okay. So the first one is, I love you. So you put your hand in a heart, and we're going to do it 3 times. The first time is for you. And the second time we're going to do it for the Sing Your Heart Song Summit attendees. And then the third time will be for the world. All right, you ready? Hands on your chest. We're going to say, I love you. Cross your arms. I'm sorry. Hands open. Please forgive me. And then put your hands on your belly. We're going to draw up your center meridian and breathe in. And then thank you. Good. So that was for you. Second time for the Sing Your Heart Song community. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I love you. Cross your arms. I'm sorry. Open your hands. Please forgive me. Hands on belly, draw up. Breathe in. Thank you. All right. This time for the world. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Hands on your belly, breathe in. Thank you. Yay. do that anytime. Ho'oponopono, Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. Thank you, Olivia.
Wonderful. Thank you, Cathy, for that. Oh, I've learned so much from you this morning. And, you know, I see you almost every day, but, you know, to be able to hear you present formally, it's like I learned something new about you each and every time. So that's really exciting. Excellent. Wonderful. All right, Steve, I'm handing things over to you.
So those of you who are not aware, last week I